Dave Bautista is your Kratos, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about it right here on Beyond the Screen. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting edition of Beyond the Screen. I'm your host, Ryan, and with me, as always, is the one and the only Jake Holtzclaw. Jake, what up, man? What you got going
on? So had a whole week off last week. Talked about it Monday, what my plans were. I did get my vehicle back together, and I did make it to work today. So, yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah. Not after, getting stranded in the middle of town after taking me out and having to call my dad to bring me tools to tighten some bolts after leaking all over a parking lot.
Yeah.
But it's back together, and I saw no wet spots this morning, nor when I got in it afterwards. So
progress.
Success.
Yeah.
And we overfilled it anyway, so low-key perfect. Because I checked it and it was like right at the full mark, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah. Hey,
meant to do that. Meant to almost set myself on fire, but
you win some, you lose some, and today you won.
Yeah. The fluid that happened to be leaking was touching the hot exhaust, and I smoked the guy out behind me at the red light. So
that dude's like, what a jerk. He did that on purpose.
Well, it's white smoke. Like, it's like,
so
that guy blew up.
If you knew anything, you could tell you're like, that guy's not getting very far.
No, that's why I cut the guy. I was in the left lane. I cut the guy in the right lane off just to get to the parking lot.
Oh,
yeah. Smoked everybody out. And it stinks. Like, it's a stinky smell. But yeah. Yeah, and then I've got a vacation coming up. Taking another week off work.
We're probably gonna ditch us, ladies and gentlemen. Another week, another ditch. It'll just be me. It'll be me and someone else next week, probably.
Somebody new?
I don't know.
We've pretty much exhausted the friend group willing to be on camera.
We'll figure it out. It'll be somebody. Maybe Dylan doesn't know I'm gonna ask him, but maybe I'll ask Dylan to come back.
Bring in a professor.
Oh, do you know how sick that'd be? Like a film professor. We know a handful of those.
Few.
Yeah. Can you imagine some of those being like, so what do you think about Dave Bautista? And they'd be like, their brain only filled with art house film information, just short circuits.
And WWE.
Yeah. They're like, asking a film professor.
I don't want to go down a rabbit hole, but there's a film professor that I missed that you had when you started. I think you should get him on.
No. No.
Nobody even knows where that guy is anymore. That's how like elusive
off
and
the
crazy
face of the earth.
Yeah.
Long story short, disagreements with other staff, and he left in the middle of a semester and just didn't tell anybody he was leaving, and then just never came back. That's the kind of guy. And he knew his stuff. I had him for a semester and a half, a semester and a quarter.
Yep.
Gone.
First day, full white suit, right?
Oh, so okay. Story time. Sorry.
I didn't want to go down the rabbit hole, but like I wanted to like
very quickly
paper trail or like breadcrumb it.
Okay. This is the first semester back after COVID began. So this is like my first semester as a sophomore was August of 2020. Okay. So paint you a picture of where the world was at when I saw this happen. So they put us in the university that me and Jake went to. They had this giant ballroom in the center of campus. In it was like that building had a theater in it, but they would host events in it. But they had this big ballroom that they would host like I've seen people have weddings in it, but most of the time on campus they have just like they played bingo when we were there because it's a big space. And so they took that space during COVID because everyone was spaced out 6 feet, and they made it a giant classroom. So like a class of 25 could actually sit in there all spaced out, and there'd be enough space for someone to actually lecture with like a microphone and some speakers with 2 like big projectors. So anyway, that's what I walk into. I am by myself. I am a sophomore. This is my second semester in the major as a film major. My first semester was essentially canceled because of COVID, which is a whole other story. So now I'm finally on campus, and it's video production 1. So I know I'm going to get my hands on a camera. I know I'm going to be doing stuff, which is exciting, but it's nerve wracking because like as a 19, 20-year-old who's never touched anything that's over $2,000, like in one body,
Big deal.
it's scary. You know, you're like, oh, this is expensive. Like I know I'm going to have to like actually use this gear. Like you're nervous. All of a sudden, the door busts open. And I kid you not, like, pa-dunk. Everyone turns and looks. Everyone masked up turns and looks. And in comes a white 3-piece suit. Behind him is a suitcase. And in the other hand, he's trailing. He's got both arms behind him, like dragging. He's got a suitcase full of supplies. And in the other one was a speaker. He walks all the way up. He's got glasses and a white mask that matches his white 3-piece suit.
Of course.
He stands them up, turns on the speaker, which he didn't need because his voice carried so far. But he turns on the speaker, takes up the microphone. And again, we don't know anything. He goes, my name is Professor, and I'm not going to dox him, but he says his name. My name is Professor Blank, and I'm your professor. I just got out of surgery, and I'm still high on drugs. 3-piece suit, booming voice, and he just told us he's still high. And all of us, again, all of us sophomores and freshmen literally just stare at him.
Rad.
And when I tell you, he said his father was a pastor. And it literally is like, you could tell, like, you know, when they come from like someone who's like a salesman or like their father, or like they're in like, you could just tell because they grow up in that orator space. They grow up having talked to people. And so they know how to talk themselves. He had that, the booming voice, like he could sell a message, but he was high on whatever drug they gave him for surgery, masked up, just yelling at these 20-year-olds.
What surgery?
He didn't say.
For all we know, it could have been like a cavity or something.
Honestly, like I don't know, like just straight up, just Novocaine, or you know, just I don't know. And so that was one of the most interesting, and that was the semester before he left. So like it just was one of the most. That was my introduction to film. Was that guy being like, hey, by the way, this is who I am. Boop, I'm high.
And Ryan was stoked.
I was thrilled, so excited. I was like, "This is my guy right here." He knows.
Hang out with this guy after class.
Yeah. He was fun. There's a lot of stories I have from that with a few of the mutual friends that me and Jake have, but that'll be off the air. But
and now that Ryan's teaching,
yeah, that's me.
He's
I
doing
walked
the
in
same thing.
with a 3-piece suit, off my rocker. Welcome to Intro to Media Arts, and then that was me. But no, did not do that. Did not do that at all. But anywho, we are here for a film podcast. Technically, that was film, right? Like we shared. Oh, by the way, I'm watching Lanterns, Jake. That's a great show.
Oh,
like the
that's
first
out
episode.
now?
Yeah, they just released their second episode last night. The first episode is really good. I haven't seen the second one yet, but highly recommend that one. That's not my recommendation of the week because it's Jake's turn, but I will say, go watch Lanterns.
They're trying to steal it.
No, it's interesting. It's interesting. I wanted to say that, but then we got off on old film professor conversation, and I thought it was funny. Anyway,
In the film, there's some characters.
it just never ends. You just keep running into people, and you're like, "You're real." Yeah,
all walks of life.
Yeah, and it is the craziest experiences, but it's fun. Like it is fun. But anyway, you meet a lot of
Crazier, the better. The more creative.
yeah. You run into some really fun people too. It's a good time. But anyway, let's get into our first segment, which is always the box office. We start our first segment by going over our predictions from this past week. And I did it. I finally did it. I got Jake. I got him. I one-upped him, but the bot was there with me. I couldn't do it by myself. I had to be handheld. Let's go over how we did. Jake predicted Spider-Man Brand New Day, Insidious, The Odyssey, Paw Patrol, and Mutiny 1 through 5, getting 4 out of 5 correct. The only one being incorrect, Mutiny at 5. I predicted, as well as TJ, so we'll knock them both out at the same time, Spider-Man at 1, Insidious at 2, The Odyssey at 3, Paw Patrol at 4, and The End of Oak Street at 5. Me and TJ, or Claude, for those uninitiated, we compete with the bot week in and week out to predict the next week's top 5. We both got 5 out of 5, increasing our season totals and catching up very slowly to Jake, very incrementally. Jake still leads the year with 69 points on the season. Right behind him is TJ with 64, and I'm right behind TJ with 62. Slowly closing that gap and keeping up the pace as we get through just over the halfway mark on the season. Jake, how do we feel?
I would like to say that I did it on purpose.
Oh my
I did it. I did it on
gosh.
purpose. I did it on purpose because
Oh,
I was like, what's 65 plus 4, bro? What?
you lie. Why are you
I said that.
lying?
Yeah, I said that last week, dude. I
I
said
don't
that last week. I
I
was
don't
like, I'm
remember
gonna
you
toss
saying
this
that.
in here.
Oh.
I'll give Ryan a chance,
I do remember
knowing.
you saying that, but I feel like you were just so ooh. Anyway, there was no way. Let's get into this week. Jake leads by 7 over me, and he leads by 5 over the bot, and it's a very tight race as always. So, and I could not be happier with how it's gone. When we first started this, I low key was worried we were just gonna get blown out because the bot has the internet, but it could not be a better race. And so I know we say that every week, but I'm just happy with it. Anyway, let's move on to this week's how the top 5 actually went. So going back to the top, Spider-Man Brand New Day leads the charge, followed by Insidious Into the Further at 2, The Odyssey at 3, Paw Patrol, The Dino Movie at 4, and The End of Oak Street at 5. Going back to the top, in its 4th weekend in theaters and earning $39 million domestically, Spider-Man Brand New Day continues its unprecedented run. Again, it's shocking that this is the one, but it's a very good one, so you can't be mad at it. Spider-Man Brand New Day earns $2.22 billion thus far at the box office, over that mark even. And according to the Daily's newsletter, the film is 6th all time in the worldwide box office, just behind Titanic, and it's looking like it's going to pass Titanic. And it's currently on pace to pass Endgame for 2nd highest grossing all time domestically. Huge marks for another Marvel film. Marvel going to pass itself to continue reigning supreme in the box office. So, I mean, what else is there to say, Jake? We reviewed this film a month ago. It's fantastic. Did we say it was the top Spider-Man film of all time? No. Some people are arguing that it is. Thing is, I will continue to make the point. It was at the right place at the right time in terms of why this blew up more than others.
If it passes Titanic, it only needs 6 million to pass Neza for 4th.
That's crazy.
And then after that, it's like several more million to get to top 3, which is Avatar, Avengers Endgame, and Avatar 1. Sorry, Avatar 2, and then Avatar or Avengers Endgame, and then Avatar. So
it'll break 4.
It could. Yeah, I mean, yeah. If it passes Titanic at 5, it'll take 4, like no problem. Eventually,
I think it will take 4. Now, after that, I think it loses steam. I think it's already started to lose steam. But
yeah,
4?
I mean, it's not gaining 60 million.
No, but
unless
it definitely
they re-release it, I guess technically.
Give it a few years and maybe like this is something that maybe in like 5 years when they re-release it, or no, let's backtrack. Maybe in 3 or 4 years when they're hyping up the next one, they might re-release it to try to like push it beyond that mark to get, hey, remember when we did this for Endgame? We released it with more footage. Well, what if we did this for the next Spider-Man? And then maybe when they re-drum up hype for the next movie, if they re-release this, maybe it could like switch to 3 or jump to 3, but doubt it. Doubt it now.
But with Endgame re-releasing, and who's to say Avatar wouldn't either? It's probably going to be stuck at 4.
Well, that's what they did with Avatar when it lost to Endgame originally. Is they just re-released it, and that's why Avatar is still number 1. Is because they re-released it so that it would, and people went and people saw it. So yeah, I could totally see this at like getting into the 4th spot now, but maybe it touches 3 if Marvel really tried. But who knows? They can't really complain because if you think about it, if that happens, if Marvel or if Spider-Man jumps to 4, Disney and Marvel have a hand in all 4 of the top, like highest grossing films of all time. Like they can't be that mad. They either own or are in partnership with all 4. Anyway.
Humbug.
Bah humbug. Anyway. Another Disney-owned IP. Anyway. Number 2, Insidious Into the Further. We said it last week. These films always do well. This is why they're going to probably make a 7th if they decide to continue the franchise. This is being dubbed as the last, but it's James Wan. You never know. It earned $25.1 million domestically and $59.6 million worldwide. Absolutely smashing its $18 million production budget. It's got to be so close to profitable. Like, if it not already, because it did have, like, you saw the previews, you saw the marketing. Like, it had to have cost, how much do you think they spent on marketing? Probably close to 75 million. I'd say this probably needs to gross around 150 to be profitable, right?
Will it do that though?
It's already 60 after one weekend. I don't know. We will see. I think maybe,
Probably,
you know what?
maybe.
I'll tailor it back. Maybe it needs to earn 100 million.
Yeah.
They spent 18 on production. Maybe they spent 60 to market it. It's already at 60 million right now. I think it'll at least hit black. Like it might not hit green, but it'll get out of the red probably, which I could see. The question, however, something that you can put in the mark against the film is that the audiences seem to be super split. It has a high rating on the popcorn meter at a 70%, which according to the Daily's newsletter is the highest in the series. I did not verify that, but that's what the Daily says, is that the 70% is the highest of the 6. For some reason, I doubt that. I'd like to verify that quickly. But on post-track, reviews are a lot more down to earth with a C+ rating. A C+ rating, not great, considering that most horror films get around the B+ mark. B+, if you're in that range on post-track, you're probably going to have decent word of mouth for a horror film. C+ does not really signify that this will be something that carries into the next few weeks. So meaning audiences are firmly split, depending on who you are. Usually you see the split between audiences and critics. Audiences in and of themselves are split on this one between those who like were post-track right outside of the theater and those who went home and had time to think about it. So it is interesting to see 70% versus a C+ rating. Regardless, the installment pushes the franchise past the 800 million mark all time. So the franchise is super profitable.
It's 69% at least on their website with an article about it. I don't know if these are actively updating or if
Into
this
the
is when
Further
this
is now
was
at
written.
69%.
That's at least what this article says. So I mean, it's
just
fairly recent, but
I just refreshed Rotten Tomatoes and it jumped up to 71. Like as we were speaking on Rotten
I just
Tomatoes.
looked this up. Let me click it. No, that's popcorn meter.
Yeah,
when I
popcorn
click
meter is
the
71.
movie, it goes to 71, but on this article, so I guess the article doesn't auto update, which is fine. But that is the highest. Ranked by the actual tomato score, it's number 2 because the first one got 66% and this latest one got 58, which is still number 2 of all the other ones got even less with the 2018 The Last Key, 34% Rotten Tomato and 48% with popcorn. So generally it appears that they're about 20% difference between the critics and the audience until you get to chapter 3, which is about even. And then number 2 is 10% difference. And then number 1 is about the same at 66 and 62.
It's fascinating to see that just regardless of if it's audience or critic, these films haven't really the fact that this franchise lasted 6 films and there's not one knockout, like there's not one that was 80 or 90%.
80, yeah.
They're all just kind of like 70 is the highest. That's not great. Like a 70% on the popcorn meter is like, that's fine. Like that's a decent movie. Like it's not bad by any means. That's a good movie, but it's like, it's not something, like 70% is not it's not life altering.
It's not life altering.
It's not like on the popcorn meter, the popcorn meter, which is so much more forgiving because that's your average Joe. That's everyday people. The popcorn meter, the average rating for these films is like a 60, which is arguably a bad movie. Like a 60 is not bad, I should say, but that's like a 60% on the popcorn meter for audiences is like, that's just a meh. Didn't miss the mark. It did what it was trying to do, but it's just meh. And that is your average across 6 films, and it earned 800 million across all 6 films, which is very profitable. I don't know. That's just when you really kind of zoom out, there's a very specific type of person that really likes this type of movie and they just keep going to go see it. And I'm not judging. It's just not for me. I like the first Insidious. Don't get me wrong. I feel like I'm like Kanye talking about Lady Gaga and Polaroid. Like I like Gaga, but what you know about cameras? That's how I feel about this. It's like, I like Insidious, but why they got 6 of them?
So we got tomato meter. Well, hold on. I don't know if this is popcorn meter or not. I was gonna list off some other ones that are at 69 or anyway. Never mind. I can't verify if it's tomato meter or never mind.
I mean, it's like if you take into account the tomato meter as well, it's like a 40% across all of them on average and a 60% on average for popcorn. Like, it's not great. But either way, the franchise lives on. And again, this is being dubbed as the finale, I believe. So maybe this is it. But it's, yeah, that's what I'm saying is like they're going to, James Wan and company's going to be like, I want more money. And they're just going to make another one in a couple years and people will still go see it because people love James Wan. They love that style of movie. He makes a very good certain type of movie. Think Annabelle, think The Conjuring, think Insidious. You know, like, and you got.
I'm not thinking about any of those.
Well, yeah, ye of hateful.
You wouldn't.
You wouldn't. Ye of not like horror films. I really like that, like this type of movie in spades. But if you ask me, like, I will, like, my style of horror is more like, I'm thinking like, oh man, now I'm blanking. Hold on, give me 1 second.
Nosferatu.
Well, I do like Nosferatu.
See, I was right.
I'm thinking more like Cloverfield. Like, I like more Cloverfield. Like that whole franchise I really liked. Like Cloverfield Lane and the Cloverfield Paradox. Like, I'm more into, like, kind of give me like the out there, the found footagey, like I don't know, the thriller types, right? Like the more whatever. Like, I'm not really one to just, like, I like The Conjuring, but and that, I'm just being honest about myself, but that's probably why I'm like, like, why has this got 6 movies? Because I'm not going to go watch 6 of these, but I will go watch 3 or 4 Cloverfield movies. You know, like, I just will, because I find those fascinating. I like, especially with, like, each film takes a different genre almost. Like, I don't know, like, they're like Cloverfield Paradox.
Found footage.
It's so good. So found footage, and then Cloverfield Lane is just straight up just horror. Like, it is, but it's more of a psychological thriller because John Goodman plays such a good antagonist in that film, because in Cloverfield Lane, you have to decide whether or not you believe him when he says the world is ending outside. Like, he has trapped our main character, locked her in a cellar, and said, hey, or in a basement, is like, hey, the world outside is destroyed. Like, there's these aliens are killing everybody, and you have to decide as the audience whether to believe him or not. Because at some point, like, our main character does, and then she doesn't, and so it's like this great back and forth. And then there's an amazing twist at the end, and it's really good. The third one is just a straight sci-fi horror. Like, the Paradox shows how the aliens show up in the original Cloverfield, and they're not of this dimension, but there's this weird way that they were brought in, and they go this astronomical, like, just like sci-fi. Oh, it's so good. And it's just like, again, every time they come out with a new Cloverfield, like, I mean, and they haven't come out with a new Cloverfield in a decade, but like, I love Cloverfield. And so I say that to mean I'm not really an Insidious. We gotten off topic, but you know what I'm saying. Anywho, let's move on, because we should do,
that's
like,
just number 2, guys.
I know we should do, like, we'll burn through 3 through 5 very quickly, but we should do like a watch along for Cloverfield, like all of them, because they're very good. The first one,
I vaguely remember the found footage when Dad was watching it, but it wasn't like because you never get to see it. And I'm like, come on!
You do get to see it. You do get to see it in the first Cloverfield, but I would argue that the first Cloverfield is the worst, which is rare. Look up the ending of the first Cloverfield. You do get to see it, but I would argue that's the worst one. I would say that I would say Lane is probably the best one, and then Paradox is definitely the second for me. But they're all 3 great.
I guess you do, yeah.
Yeah, you do. I love Cloverfield. Anyway.
Like, once, though, right?
Yeah, you don't get to see it till the very end, but, well, you might. You see other alien life forms throughout the movie. You don't just see it, but, like, the
Small
big
one.
The big one that, like, throws what's his name? TJ hold on.
Claude? TJ.
No, not that TJ. Let me tell you, hold on. The main character, TJ Miller. He plays Hudson.
So the young are as big as the Statue of Liberty, apparently.
You just gotta watch, because it's really good. Like, I will say, ye of motion sickness, watch with care.
Oh, yeah.
Because it does get kind of crazy with the camera movement. Like, I can't eat before I watch that movie, because if I have a full stomach, I will get sick. But it is good. Like, believe it or not, Cloverfield is really good. But then but again, if you want to just watch 10 Cloverfield Lane, peak. Like it John Goodman, it's got a 91% on Rotten Tomatoes for a reason. Like
is there much like running around or in that movie? Is it like a bunch of scary
no,
or is it just
no? It is
yeah,
a one
it's like
location,
it sounds like it's just in the house. Yeah.
Yes, it is one location, one set. Like after they get in the house, like just thriller, slow burn thriller. And even like that's why I love it so much is because like even if you've seen Cloverfield and you know what it's a sequel to, you still it like suspends your disbelief enough. It suspends your disbelief enough that you're like maybe he's like maybe he is crazy. Like maybe he is just crazy. Like it's and Goodman does such a good job as this crazy like like I'm gonna sit here and keep oogling over it because that is one of my like I always when I do my Letterboxd top 4 I always forget about 10 Cloverfield, but when I talk about it like I have this passion for it, so maybe it should be like nearer my top 4 of just films of all time. Like can you imagine my films by the way is like Coraline and like Amelie and like like
7
no not 7 it's
11
Strange. It's Dr. Strangelove is my third, and I usually flip between like a Fincher after that. I usually say like I've had Mank, I've had 7, I've had
9. That's what it is.
Zodiac, I've had 9. But I should. Can you imagine? You're like, yeah, I love Coraline and I love Amelie and I love the girl with the dragon tattoo and 10 Cloverfield Lane. Like it's just like out of left field, just boom, there it is. Because the rest of them are like art housey or like very like. Coraline and Amelie's very art housey. Like they're very like artsy.
Urgently limited. Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Wes Anderson, baby. I love you. Now you're speaking my language. That's another one that's tough to leave. Wes Anderson. That's another one that's tough to leave off the Letterboxd top 4 is Wes Anderson. Like it's like okay, like I love like Coraline is one of my all-time favorites. But then it's like I have to say Kubrick and Dr. Strangelove because that one's so like near and dear to my heart. I find that movie it's so funny. But like Fincher and Anderson are my 2 of my favorites. So it's like Darjeeling. I'll tell you, his best film. We're so off topic. His best film is The Royal Tenenbaums. I will fight with that. I will fight anybody on that. Darjeeling is super underrated. But The Royal Tenenbaums is just
talk to me about Bottle Rocket, dude.
Bottle Rocket's very underrated too. His last one is underrated, like already. People just like people are already over
swept that under the rug.
Yeah. But like Benicio del Toro killed it.
Grand Budapest Hotel has made me laugh out loud. Like outside of like Fantastic Mr. Fox and like the Grand Budapest Hotel is actually so funny.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, like there's the the jacket that Defoe wears in that movie. You know they made that specifically for him for that moment. Yeah. It's like it's just stuff like that is why like Wes Anderson movies are so like I even felt like Asteroid City was underrated. Like people hated on Asteroid City.
People were hating like my parents didn't care for it.
I liked Asteroid City. Yeah. But it's like I don't know. Like I like the Phoenician Scheme. I thought it was super. I thought like that the humor in that one was really strong. The Asteroid City was
French
just
Dispatch,
whimsical. Ironically, I'm sitting here like he doesn't have a bad movie. I did not care for the French Dispatch. It wasn't my favorite.
What?
It was good. It's good, but it wasn't my favorite of his. Like I'd much rather watch Phoenician Scheme than the French Dispatch. I like the French Dispatch, but it wasn't my favorite.
Yeah.
I'd much rather watch the Phoenician Scheme. I just felt like it was silly. Like the spoiler, the fight between Benicio del Toro and Benedict Cumberbatch at the end, like the brothers. That made me laugh. Like because like it's like life or death, but they're like running around, like just scurrying around, and one's got like a gun, and they're just like like it's just such a good moment.
Which is why I like Grand Budapest Hotel.
Very similar.
It's the same idea.
Yeah. Nothing is serious in a Wes Anderson movie.
And mind you, Adrian Brody.
It's just
my favorite actor.
But if you do want to watch a more serious one, there are 2 of Wes Anderson. It is The Royal Tenenbaums or Moonrise Kingdom. Those 2 are much like Moonrise Kingdom is still silly, but they're very like serious in their own way. and but all the other ones are kind of silly, you know, like they're a little goofy, haha. But anyway,
It's the deadpan for me. Like
yeah,
everything's so. Oh, I love it.
yeah.
All right, 30 minutes in.
Anyway,
Barely through the top 5 box
watch
office.
the Cloverfield movies and watch Wes Anderson. Okay, we are here to fill you with great movie recommendations and watch Lanterns. But anyway, the rest of the box office. The Odyssey is at 3 in its 6th week with $19.7 million earned domestically, pushing its worldwide tally to $1.45 billion. Then Paw Patrol, the Dino movie, rounds out our top 4 in its second weekend in theaters, earning $9.1 million domestically. This movie earned just like skirted past the $100 million mark and no one talked about it. Like Paw Patrol, like earning $100 million in 2 weeks is kind of nuts for me. Not shocking, I guess, with a family-friendly movie like that where there's not a lot of those right now, but it's still like no one said anything about it. People are just like, oh yeah, it earned 100 million. And I'm sitting here like, that's a big deal. Like that's a big deal for like a child, like a Nick Jr. animated movie. And anyway, rounding out our top 5 in its second weekend in theaters is The End of Oak Street, earning $8.7 million domestically and $85.7 million worldwide. Jake, very quickly around the box office. Wide. What catches your attention from around the box office?
Oh, what do we got here? Fast and Furious re-released, sitting at number 8, $3.195 million.
Nolan himself funded that, by the way.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Nolan went on like the Rich Eisen show and was like, I love the Fast and the Furious movies. And the internet was like,
I believe that's the Fast and the Furious being the first one.
I think so.
So I don't know. I think it's well earned. 3.2 for the first one. I mean, it's not like they're just dropping the 7th out of nowhere, you know?
Yeah.
So I think it's fine. And then we got what we said to you guys last week, Hotspot, that was supposed to only debuted to 268 theaters. So it is sitting at 19. And then I think It Ends only debuted to five theaters.
Yeah, very
that one's
limited.
supposed to be like a thriller sci-fi.
That one will have a wide at some point.
Yeah, it's a neon, so it better. And then Focus Features was Hotspot, so they're gonna get wides. It's just when
Neon might be my favorite distributor right now, low key. Like they very well might be.
bandwagon.
Not why? Why is that bandwagon? They just keep hitting bangers,
Anora.
man. I predicted that almost 2 years ago, which is crazy, and I will never let it go. But they also did like Anatomy of a Fall, and last year they had oh my gosh, which one was that with the Skarsgård? I'm gonna blank. Keep going. But I'm gonna tell you what the other one was.
Looking ahead, next week we do at least box office mojo does say It Ends is getting a wide. We've got a new horror coming out where I believe it's a Barney. it's a spoof on Barney as like a horror. It's called Buddy. I'm gonna read you the synopsis here. Remember Buddy, the bright orange unicorn and star of that classic children's television show who brought joy and life lessons into your living room? Inside the colorful world of It's Buddy, a group of children spend their days singing, dancing, and helping Buddy spread happiness. But when one child refuses to play along, Buddy is not pleased, and cracks begin to appear in the seemingly perfect world. So, Buddy gets a little angry.
Sentimental Value is the movie I was thinking of. Continue.
Yeah, that didn't win anything.
I love that movie. That was a very good movie.
So there's Buddy. You got Coyote versus Acme. Coyote versus Acme. There's not a lot of marketing on that. I'm not seeing.
You know where I'm going to be? I've seen the marketing. And you know where I'm going to be this weekend? Watching that movie. I will.
Oh, you're crazy.
Why? This is the movie that's right now. It's got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. This was the movie that everyone said was going to be fantastic, but but Warner Brothers shelved it in 2023 for tax write-offs. They shelved it without ever caring about it for tax write-offs. Then they had to sell it because they wanted to make money off of it, and Ketchup Entertainment bought it. This is Ketchup Entertainment's second Looney Tunes release, which the other one was like the day the Earth blew up, and that one followed like if I remember, it's like Marvin the Martian is the one that one followed, and that one did well. And now they're releasing this one, and apparently, one, I've seen a lot of people saying that it's hard to even get theater, or it's like a seat in a theater for the early showings, and two, apparently
because they're limited theaters, like there's
Right.
not that many rooms.
For
They're
early,
just selling
for
out
early.
Yeah.
But apparently, the producer was saying that this film is like, it will determine if there are future Looney Tunes movies, or like the future of the franchise as a whole, whether it's show or whatever, because it's been on the rocky side of production the last however many. Like the last Space Jam was just a bad movie. It did very poorly. But you know, like, there's not a lot of Looney Tunes stuff. And as someone who grew up, like, I had the golden collection of Looney Tunes because that's what my parents bought me. That would be really upsetting to see this legacy franchise just kind of sputter and die. So go watch Coyote versus Acme. Go watch this really good movie that should not have seen the light of day. Support Ketchup Entertainment and allow this franchise to have a new life. Like, seriously, go watch it if you can. Anyway, continue.
There's the dog stores coming out with Jacob Elordi and forget his name. Cable, no. Thanos, no. Josh Brolin. And Guy Pearce and Margaret Qualley. After the world's population has been ravaged by a pandemic, a man and his dog and a gunman he befriended discover a mysterious transmission when they're flying, and they hunt to figure out where that sound is coming from. So there's that movie. There's Finding Emily, which is like a rom-com where the guy's trying to find a random girl called Emily and then finds an Emily, but it's not the right Emily.
No.
That Emily needs to study the guy for like a project. And spoilers,
I
think they fall in love.
You know what? Low key, I remember seeing the trailer for that, and it didn't look bad. It actually kind of looked interesting.
Yeah. And then the last one is Idiots, which is actually about two guys on a podcast. No, it's not. Two rock bottom drivers transport a wealthy teen to rehab, but their simple job spirals into a chaotic journey of drugs, danger, and crime as their passenger derails their plans. So
low key, the cast on this one's not bad. It's got Mason Thames, Dave Franco, and O'Shea Jackson Jr., who's Ice Cube's son. Yeah.
Awesome. So those are you want to get into the predictions?
Let's hit it.
I guess I'm first.
Yeah.
I got Spider-Man at 1 and the Odyssey at 2, just to piss Ryan off, because I've got Coyote versus Acme at 3, Insidious at 4, and I'm actually going to put Dog Stars at 5. So that's Elordi and Josh Brolin. It's kind of just one of those. I don't know, man. I don't think Buddy's going to be in the 5, and I don't think that the rom-com Idiots or it's pretty much all that's going wide. I'm trying to knock stuff down, and I think Paw Patrol is just going to drop.
Yeah,
only 9. Like there's other things that are going to cross 4.5 million if it drops 50%. So that's why I drop it out.
Very rarely do 3 of the top 5 have the opportunity to drop really far. I think End of Oak Street, Insidious, and Paw Patrol will have that happen. Insidious, horror movies have a tendency to do that anyway, where they just drop by 60% or more in their second weekend. They usually are very front-loaded. Could it still make? I mean, it earned 25 million. Could it still? It still probably earn 12, which is great for them. Like again, they only need to make 100 million to break even. If they earn 20 million this weekend worldwide, they'll be at the 80 mark. They'll hit 100 before they're all said and done. So for them, they don't care. But again, I think you're going to see Paw Patrol and you're going to see End of Oak Street completely tank out. You're going to see Insidious drop from 2. In mine, it's also 4. But me and Jake are very similar, but I flipped Coyote and Acme in the Odyssey. I think Coyote and Acme, with the popularity, with the story, I really think it could earn over 20. I think it can earn over $20 million domestically in its opening weekend. I don't think Spider-Man's going to drop below like 29. I think it will probably have still over 30, or very close to 30 anyway. This upcoming weekend, even though it will be week 5, I still think it'll earn closer to 30. But I think Coyote and Acme will have that 20 to 22 or 3 range. So Spider-Man, Coyote and Acme, then I think the Odyssey will just hang on. After that, I think it's just a free fall down, right? I think that the Odyssey and Insidious will just fall down. I think the Insidious will have that 60% drop down to around 10. The Odyssey will stay around the 13 to 15 mark in that area, the teens, whereas Insidious will be closer to 10. And then Dog Stars, I think Dog Stars will get close to 10. That 3 to 5 will be very tight. That'll be a tight race. But I don't think Dog Stars will earn more than 12. And I think Insidious will be around that 12 mark, and the Odyssey will be closer to 15. And so my top 5 again, Spider-Man, Coyote versus Acme, the Odyssey, Insidious, and Dog Stars is my 1 through 5.
Interesting. Well, Claude disagrees with us entirely, except for your 3 and 1s. So Claude has Spider-Man at 1, the Dog Stars at 2. It is going to make upwards of $20 million. The Odyssey at 3, so it's going to beat out the Odyssey. Odyssey's sitting at 19.7 right now. So, and then Coyote versus Acme at 4, and Insidious at 5. Which Insidious at 5 is not crazy. I don't think Coyote versus Acme is going to be that low. Dog Stars is definitely not going to be at 2. So I've been wrong, but not about Claude. I don't think, right?
Yeah.
This could be the week that Ryan passes TJ and takes second.
I feel pretty confident, but the thing is, even though it's got a crazy prediction, if it only gets wrong Dog Days and Coyote versus Acme, it will still earn 3, because it's Spider-Man at 1, Odyssey at 3, and Insidious at 5. That's not crazy. It's just Dog Stars at 2. That's nuts.
And Coyote at 4.
Yeah.
So I think it has the opportunity to get Spider-Man right.
Right.
And just mix up the other 4.
It
I
could be
100% think that will.
At best, it's 3. At worst, it's 1. Right? I think that's where it's at. But it's a fine line. It's not like it's gonna. Oh, it could get 2 or 3. It's either 1 or 3. It's not getting anywhere close to 5 after that.
Which, if it was easy, I would assume that it would have guessed the same thing as one of us, as it has several weeks prior.
Right. And it's one of those fun weekends where who knows?
Really know.
Yeah.
Close. I mean, even this week was 4, 5, 6, all within $1 million-ish.
Yeah. It'll be fun. So come back next week to see who was right and who was wrong. But with that out of the way, believe it or not, we said this would be a quick episode when we started. Nope, didn't happen. Let's finally get out of our extended first segment. Coming up after the break, let's talk Dave Bautista being named the next Kratos. Up next. This guy and his trigger finger.
Wrap it up.
He said, get out of this segment.
I've been playing them video games, man.
Yeah. He's always ready to throw me off and throw me out of my own show.
I heard a period, dude. I heard you put a dot on the end of that sentence.
Jake might be sitting here like this, but inside he's like watching my every.
You can't see it. You can't see it.
Yeah. He's waiting. He's
ready,
hovering.
dude. I'm ready.
I could feel it. And I still was wrong.
And I'm like, yeah. I have to have an excuse to show that every
Spider-Man in the toes.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. Anyway,
an animated short of that interaction.
It's so funny, dude.
But the feet kept coming back up in the middle of the conversation.
It's what's so funny is that is why? Like it really is like, what did that add to the story other than Peter's just a silly guy? They just wanted an excuse to show Tom Holland's toes is what it was. They really just wanted an excuse.
It's one of those Hollywood elite, like scrutinized, like it's like one of those things that you have to do it. You just have to do it to make it. Like if you don't do this, you're gonna be ostracized and you're not gonna get work. You have to show your feet.
You know what it was? It was a writer was like, I won't get away with this, but I'll put it in here because it's a funny way. It's a funny way to show like Peter's silliness versus Yelena's like carefreeness, right? Like her, like she is the Black Widow now, and they're like, no way they let me keep this. And then they read it and they did like a test read, and Tom Holland was like, that's the funniest thing I've ever seen. And then next thing you know, it's in the movie. You know, like that. That's really what happened. I guarantee it. But
Chris
anyway,
McKenna and Eric Somers.
You talking about the writers?
The writers.
Do they do? They probably do a lot of silly stuff, actually. But anyway, while you do that research,
I'm looking.
No, while you
American
do that
Dad
research,
producer.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Community co-executive producer and American Dad, so they both work on American Dad as producers. Writers,
comedy writers or producers.
Lego Batman movie was written by Eric Somers.
Bro, that guy's hilarious. That dude is so funny.
And then the other guy also worked on the Lego Batman. So
I want you to know, I still quote like Lego Batman the you mean Alfred the Butler, and then it's just Batman just hard laughing. Just that is one of the funniest bits. It's not even like the childish password. It's just the immediate just rage bait laugh at the end of that was so good. I love computer. I still computer. I still say that every now and again. Computer. It's like it's Batman's version of Jarvis. Is just computer.
Yeah. I'll leave you with this. When he's microwaving the Lego lobster, and he's like, he types in, and he's like, no, idiot, not 20 minutes.
That's too real though. Like it's too real.
So anyway, Dave Bautista.
All right, into our main story. We've been crazy. What have we been
We said
doing
it was going to be fast. It is not going to be fast.
Anyway, after a week and a half of reports stating that the two sides, being Dave Bautista and Amazon, were officially in discussions over the role of Kratos, it was finally announced this past week that the WWE legend has finally overtaken the mantle as the God of War from Ryan Hurst after the Sons of Anarchy star tore his bicep doing a stunt on set in July. I feel like we've been hearing about Dave Bautista as Kratos, not even before Ryan Hurst. I just mean like after the second Hurst got hurt, it was Bautista. Like everyone was talking about Bautista. Finally, they had a conversation, and I guarantee it was 2 minutes long. It was, when can I do it? Just because everyone's talking about this guy, and I feel like some of that has to have come from Bautista's camp, like themselves. You know, like
yeah, I think when you have something like that that's so in the public eye, even probably the set, anybody who's on that set knows that Ryan's not coming back,
right?
And then they're like, well, guess it's gonna be, and they probably knew, they kind of know, yeah. And so that's where it like probably leaks and people start talking about it, and it eventually gets to us. But
yeah,
like originally it was just like one of the gaffers on set told his buddies on Discord, and then the buddies like infinitely multiplied, and then somebody at Variety heard it.
Well, it's one of those things too, is like when people were fan casting Bautista, what did Bautista do? He kept his mouth shut. He didn't say no. And usually whenever you hear stuff like that, if the actor has no interest, they will just outright after a while be like, oh, no, I'm good. He never did. And so it's one of those things like when there was smoke, there was fire, and it was obvious that this was going to happen after so much smoke.
Which is difficult because I thought Bautista was not, did he not? Arguably Kratos has depth, but he did say he wasn't going to be the brutish muscle man anymore.
Did he not lose a lot of weight and like people were worried about him being skinny? I swear this just happened.
That was the reason he gave.
Yeah.
Was that he didn't want to be the muscular, and that was like around Glass Onion time. too.
Yeah.
And he's like, I want to be, I want to be playing deeper characters and not just like Drax, which was the example he gave. Was like, I don't want to be Drax anymore. I want to be like a deeper character. Not to say Kratos isn't. There is like plenty of story there and loads of depth. It's just that part of it is him without a shirt on.
Now, granted, Bautista having like so here's the thing with like, and this is gonna sound super weird, but like your body has like a certain level of memory. So it's like that's why it's hard for certain people to lose weight, because like the cells that you lost that burn the fat, they'll just reproduce again. And it's super easy to gain that back because those cells are literally trying to gain that back, like after so long. Same thing with muscle to an extent. Like if you worked out for years and years and years, you stopped and then you started again, there will be a level of very quick like gains. Like you will, because your body's so used to having that. I guarantee he can very quickly put on that weight again if he tried. But I did just look, he's 57 years old. Like he is older. Like he's a decade older than Hurst. And so it does make you wonder, like, okay, like you didn't want to go with Chris Judge because Judge was too old. And then you went with someone who's 5-6 years younger than him, not that far off from his age to begin with. The difference is that now Judge, he's a big guy, but Bautista is on a different level when you look at his body of work and what he's done his whole career and what he was known for. He's a big dude. And I feel like he probably fits the bill a lot better as like a Kratos versus Judge, who I think Judge is a little bit shorter, maybe. There's a reason people beyond just his age. And it's you know, yes, he's a little younger, but he's just a more brooding force. But I also feel like it's one of those roles where it's like he really does look like he was born for it, right? Like he has that aesthetic, and as someone like you put him in the makeup and you give him the muscle back, he looks like Kratos. Like he does. Like he fits our people joked when he was Drax that he looked like Kratos. And it's just one of those things where it's like it's a natural fit. But we'll get into that in a minute. But we'll do a little bit more reading, give you a little bit more information. Despite originally shooting in Vancouver in January and successfully finishing 4 episodes, all scenes featuring Hurst will need to now be reshot, according to Variety. After leaving the world of professional wrestling, Bautista has quickly established himself as one of the best wrestlers turned actor talents we've ever seen, portraying characters like Drax and Guardians and taking part in key roles in films like M. Night Shyamalan's Cabin in the Woods and Denis Villeneuve's Dune Part 2. He's done the thing. He's done, like, a lot of people say that he's sleeper is the best of the wrestler turned actors, better than Cena and better than The Rock. Oh, that's a debate. I will say I do think I don't know. I don't even want to stake a claim in that, but I do think he is very good. But after many a fan cast, the internet finally has its Kratos. As of right now, and in opposition to previous reporting, young actor Callum Vinson is still attached to play Atreus, although a casting call shortly after Hurst's injury still seems to suggest the character may be recast ahead of season 2, which season 1 and 2, they have a double order, so they're filming back to back. Still looks like they might cast a teenager in the role of Atreus for the second season, but we don't know, because as of right now, the only thing they've officially released is that Callum Vinson is Atreus for now. The series is set to take on the storylines of the most recent duo of games, which released on PlayStation in 2018 and what was the last one, 22-ish? In the last decade, the most recent games. According to Variety, the games, quote, or I should say, they follow, quote, Kratos must raise his 10-year-old son Atreus while battling gods of the Norse pantheon. So that's what the games loosely follow, and that's what the show will be adapting. So the logline of the series is as follows, quote, father and son Kratos and Atreus embark on a journey to spread the ashes of their wife and mother, Faye. Through their adventures, Kratos tries to teach his son to be a better god, while Atreus tries to teach his father how to be a better human. So now, I mean, that's not necessarily that odd. For those who played the game, you know that storyline, but that's what the series is going to be following. Now that we kind of have a comprehensive look of the series again, and we have talked a little bit about Bautista, what do we think of the decision for Amazon to just kind of fall into Bautista?
So, number one, if I'm not mistaken, Ryan Hurst will be fully recovered shortly.
January? February?
Something like that. Arguably, will take them now longer to reshoot with a new actor 4 episodes. And you might have already paid Ryan,
Oh, you had to pay him something for him to show up. Yeah.
and now you're paying arguably a Bautista salary, which is more, I would say. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
he's an MCU superhero, so
Yeah.
you're going to be paying Bautista level money here, and he's older than Ryan Hurst, who will be doing the same stunts. Arguably, maybe they change the script. Maybe after they hurt a main actor, who knows? Who knows? But arguably, an older fella who could injure himself the same way. So, is this the right move? You know, like what?
I
It
think
just doesn't seem like the right course of act. Like you could wait, you know.
I think it comes down to like Bautista probably has more like think about his pro wrestling background and him as Drax. He's so used
Sure,
to doing
he
his
pulls more. Oh, you're talking about physicality.
safely
Yeah,
doing
perhaps.
these stunts. Like he's more accustomed to taking big bumps. He's more accustomed to doing these more physical. Whereas Hurst, while he was in Sons of Anarchy, while he was in The Walking Dead, maybe not at that size. He wasn't used to like his body wasn't used to moving that way with that much muscle mass. Having gained was it 40 or 50 pounds of muscle, which is not a small amount. And I feel like maybe their idea and their thought process is like, okay, Bautista can handle it physically. And if they don't think he can, maybe they're going to more so rely on stunt doubles at that point. They're like, okay, we're not doing this again. Like, this is risky. Let's just get a big guy that we could just throw at it. And if he gets hurt, at least Bautista's okay. So beyond that, I think this for them. I think Bautista was always their safety valve. And what I mean by that is think about how the controversy of Hurst.
Yeah, the photo came out like this might be their excuse and their out, you know?
Yeah.
Like it just so happened to be that he got hurt.
Yeah.
Could have been even staged. Could have been like conspiracy.
Maybe. I just feel like they were like, we're not taking another risk. We're just going to go with a guy that we know can do it and that people would like to see. We went with someone younger who we thought would be good at the role after casting. Okay, that didn't work out because he got hurt. Let's just go with somebody the internet wants because we know he can do it and the internet won't have as much anger towards it. And I think it was just safety. I think it genuinely, I don't think it comes down to if they thought he was the best fit. Although it's hard to go with somebody who fits better than Bautista if you're not going with Ryan Hurst, right? Like come on now. Like Bautista, again, he looks like, I'm not saying I agree with it because I think they should have just waited for Hurst. But if you're going to have a safety valve and you're going to dump Hurst for somebody else, at least you went with somebody that not only that we can assume would do the role justice, but also somebody who can carry the mantle.
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay with it. I'm fine. If you're going with anybody, at least it's Bautista.
I probably would have preferred the voice actor, honestly, but
Judge. Yeah. If you're going to go
I don't know.
at that age.
I don't know if he can act on screen. I've not seen that, but I don't know.
Will talk. He was on Stargate, I believe, and he did really well
yeah.
there. But we'll talk about, the next thing we're going to talk about after this last question is about Hurst and not Hurst, but Judge and some thoughts he has about the show. Do we think Bautista will better serve the character Kratos than Ryan Hurst would have? Not having seen any of Hurst?
Have I mean, I know he's in The Walking Dead, but I wouldn't know how, I guess, involved he was with the comics, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know how deep Bautista gets into his roles either, but I feel like I've heard that Bautista is, I guess, passionate about his roles.
If you've ever heard him talk, he's a very intelligent man. He's soft spoken, but he has a way about him that he projects a level of intelligence, at least when I watch his interviews. And so I would say he probably has he more than has the bandwidth mentally to get in the character and do it well. There are things that I worry about just in terms of, again, yes, he can probably handle the movement better and at that size, but he's 57.
Yeah. I'm reading, I forget that he's in Blade Runner 2049, but he did very well in that.
Yeah.
So
most definitely. He's good. I'm not doubting
he'll
his
be
talent.
no, he'll do fine. I just I don't know at what level Ryan Hurst, gave to that role as a.
He would have been more energetic, I think. Have a lot more energy as the character. I think Bautista will be much more reserved, which probably will better fit the character.
Better for Kratos, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Do you think either of them will play the game?
So here's the
Would
thing.
have, right?
I think Ryan Hurst probably did play after he got cast, but with the way that now this is super just parasocial. This is just me assuming. For some reason, Bautista comes across as the type of guy to have played the games all these years. Yeah, like I feel like he was just a fan of the games to begin with. Like I don't know why Ryan Hurst comes across as a guy that's like, yeah, I'll play him to know the character. Bautista comes across as somebody who has always loved him. I don't know why. Again, that's super parasocial. That's just me digging into it, like in my own brain. But
kind of a dumb question, I guess. Ryan was the voice of Thor, so he had to have.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that. That is a great point.
At least Ragnarok.
So he would have known from the game's perspective. I forgot about that. That's we're so dumb. We're so fake. Like I completely forgot he did play Thor. We got so caught up in his show, him be in the show being Kratos, we completely forgot he was obviously the Thor in the. Oh, duh. Great pull.
But trying to find like there's nothing on them playing the video games, which I would argue is crucial. But
they don't always
do that. And there's a Fallout TV show that like proves that you can be a non-game and not play the game and still do great. But I still think that it's the right move if you're going to play in something.
But Ella Purnell or Ellie Purnell, Ella Purnell. Yeah, she's always playing the game. Like every time that there's a new season, they base it off of another game, and she's like always on her stuff.
She plays that game.
She's obviously a fan. Like even though if she wasn't a fan before she started, she like got into it. So I think there's a fine line where you can enjoy something after you've been cast, even if it's to learn the character. But there's a lot of people who don't even give it the time. They're like, I'm not going to play the game.
Fallout might also be one of those things where you kind of got to know. There's a lot of references. There's a lot of like you have to know just game mechanics. You have to know game sense of just with Fallout in particular with rads and chems and I mean I'm throwing buzzwords out there.
Pip-Boy. I mean just like thinking about like how that influences and how that impacts your gameplay is like why like when that translates to a screen.
Bats.
Well yeah. Just to think of that device, like it's easy to just throw that wrist, just that prop on someone's wrist and just say, hey, okay, that's a Pip-Boy, walk around. But like, if you understand how in the game, that is your lifeline. That's everything. Like your Pip-Boy as a mechanic is how you survive. Like that's how you craft. That's how you heal. So having it be something of importance for the Vault Dwellers is something that's like, if you don't understand that, like it's easy to write that in a script. It's easy as a director to say, okay, now look at the Pip-Boy. But it's hard if you, as an actor, don't understand the importance and that vitality of that device. And you could tell that she does as an actress. Like you could tell that she's like, oh yeah, like I know how this interacts in the game and I know what we're trying to bring. So that, but again, you made the point. That shows the level of like how it can work if you use the understanding of the games. Do you think Walton Goggins played the games? I doubt it.
I think he actually came out and said he didn't. And
I doubt, too. I would doubt if he did.
But arguably, I mean, both of them aren't in Fallout, but like arguably he is not, I guess, a character that might rely on a lot of the Fallout.
He doesn't have to.
His character doesn't necessarily need any kind of prior knowledge or even like there's no lore pressure.
Right. Well, ghouls are in Fallout, but it's not to that same extent, like what you're saying. Like, so yeah. And I think that right now you hope that someone playing Kratos would have the same level of understanding because it's like God of War, it dates back 20 years with like, and it's the whole arc of him as a young man, as a young god who was just going around and wreaking havoc and being the God of War as Kratos and then becoming old and fall like it's the whole arc. It's not just these last two games. So you would hope that they would go back and play them all to understand the character of like the folly of his ways, you know? and like how he's trying to be, his son's trying to be, to teach him to be more human, and he's trying to be a better father, and he's lost the love of his life, and things are so different for Kratos now. So yeah, I don't know.
Interesting. Bautista does claim to be a gamer.
I told you. I don't know why I came across like I told you.
Yeah.
I told you.
He's voiced characters in Gears of War 5.
I knew that.
But it's unconfirmed about that particular series. I am now interested in what games has Bautista actually played.
Yeah.
Anyway, we can move on.
Other things to point out about from this past week about the series. This casting comes just days after the voice actor from the games, we talked about Chris Judge, lambasted the show's frontrunners and producers for not including more of the game's creators in the making of the show. According to TV Line, the legendary voice actor said, quote, "What are you thinking? These guys have been immersed in this world for 20 years, but someone's going to know better?" And he's speaking at like a con, at a festival. After much online discourse following the legendary voice actor's comments, Judge took to social media to clarify what he meant. So a lot of people were like, are you talking bad about TV writers? Are you talking bad about like what do you mean by that? He said, "I truly hope they find someone as great as Ryan." He added, or this is the quote from TV Line, "I was talking more about our writers and devs about the game. I really want them to get the love and respect they deserve. I hope that for all writers and developers of the games that we love, no disrespect to TV and film writers." So Judge also explained that he is too old to play Kratos and had no interest in leading the live action series. So he did not want to lead the series because of his age. But he did say that he thought it was crazy that the series didn't pull in more of the game's devs and writers instead of just relying on any other TV writer. But he wasn't necessarily being negative towards those TV writers.
I'm finding that there's a game called Cat Assassin that he's playing some people in, I guess.
Cool.
Or somebody in. There's a game like that, but nothing outside of Gears of War and Cat Assassin.
For Dave Bautista.
For Dave Bautista. So, claimed to be a gamer, but not publicly listing what he's got experience in. So, anyway.
Well, I'll take it. Anyway.
He's sympathetic to the demographic.
Any other thoughts before we get into our last segment? Because there's a lot of interesting things here, especially with like the idea of Bautista as Kratos. But I find it fascinating that even
I want to see some photos.
Even Judge himself is critical of the whole process of how the series came to be, because it just, for the same franchise or the same company that produced Fallout as well as they did, they just kind of seem to be fumbling a bit with God of War, which is shocking.
I would say there's more Fallout fans, but there's still a substantial amount of God of War fans.
I wouldn't.
Arguably, even like the other games as well. I would say there's more fans of the old games than there are of the newer ones, even though the newer ones are like movies and they're like awesome. Yeah. I'm just going to say that Fallout's probably a little bit more wide reaching.
Is Fallout a bigger IP? Yes, but I do think that God of War is insanely huge.
Yeah, I would just say that there's probably more people aware, familiar, have played a Fallout than even the new God of Wars. Because you got to remember, this is a PlayStation exclusive.
That's true too.
So, what are you gonna do?
I hate Sony. Anyway, let's move on. Finally, out of segment 2. Coming up after the break, we talk about what you should know before you go. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Beyond the Screen. You made it to segment 3, which is, as always, what you should know before you go. I always take this quick second to say thank you for being here. Yeah, get me on the soapbox. I'll do it. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for allowing us to do this and for just being a part of our show. We love doing this for you. We love gathering the news. We love paying attention. And really, we love sharing our opinion. And in many ways, for us, this is an art form. This is just us having fun. And so the fact that you allow us to have an audience, the fact that you spend your Monday nights or whatever day throughout the week, your mornings on Tuesday or Wednesday, catching up with what we think is important from film and entertainment from the past week, it means a lot. And so thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being part of the family. And with that out of the way, I'll get off the soapbox. I won't spend as much time as I normally do. But like, subscribe, comment, follow, wherever you are, however you listen, however you watch. We want to hear about it. We want you to be a part of us. So, Jake, do you have any thoughts to give to the fans before you get into our final segment?
Part of the ship, part of the crew, part of the whatever. Yeah, something like that.
Heart of the card.
Beyond the screenerverse. Yeah.
What did we say? MC, the BTSCU, Beyond the Screen Cinematic Universe?
Yeah, something about South Korean pop or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna start a bunch of spin-off podcasts of the exact same show, but it's gonna be slightly different variations, and you gotta watch each episode to catch up before Monday night.
It's 60 hours of footage that you need to catch up on before next week.
So what we're going to do is we're going to release our episode tonight, and then tomorrow night we're going to release the same episode, but with 4 extra minutes of content that you didn't even know we cut out.
Yep.
And then we're going to say it's necessary watching before next week's episode.
Ryan gets crazy on Novocaine and wears a 3-piece suit.
Yeah. You miss all 4 minutes of me doing that. And so if you don't come back for our extended release tomorrow, then who are you?
You have to watch it all the way through, but the only thing that changes is like right at the end.
Wouldn't that be funny if like we just said we did that? We were like, hey, you got to watch a full episode to find the hidden whatever, and at like hour mark, 2 minute 50 second, it's just like 4 minutes, like 4 second piece of me in the suit, just like, and then it cuts out very quick. Yeah, just like that. It's like, tell us where you found it. That actually be kind of cool. But anyway,
we're not going to do that to you.
We will not do that to you. So anyway, let's go ahead and get out of this episode. Let's get into our last segment and read you what you should know before you go. Our quick hits segment where we go over the rest of what happened throughout the week, but maybe didn't need a whole headline, maybe didn't need a whole segment. Let's get into it. According to an interview with Deadline, Jafar Jackson claims the upcoming Michael 2 will officially cover the child abuse allegations. Do we believe him?
Yeah, I think so. We talked about this not 2-3 weeks ago that it's like they're not gonna do it, and then now
I think
Michael Jackson himself.
No, it's a bait and switch. I guarantee it.
You think
they're gonna?
You think it'll like, and then they'll.
we'll talk about it, and in the movie, it's like 2 minutes of like a 2-hour movie. It's like
he gets served at the very end.
Yeah, something like that, and he's like, I can't believe they think I did that. The end. And you're like, oh, I'll come back for Michael 3, and it's 2009. It's like his death or something, like the part 3 is like it skips the whole thing.
It's good at Toy Story, what is it, 2 or 1, where Woody's like, Woody's Roundup.
Yeah.
It's like, what? This next episode. It's like,
show was canceled. Yeah.
Show was canceled. No.
Yeah.
And then he gets stuck in a roll of tape. Oh, wait, no, that's a blooper.
Uh-oh. I think it's a bait and switch. I really do. If they do show it, it'll be so watered down that it's not even, like, again, remember, the first one completely cut Janet Jackson as a character in the life of Michael Jackson when that was his sister who he lived with his whole life and is also a very, 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 very famous singer in her own right. So
and vocal about this movie and Michael.
So come on now. I have little hope that it's actually going to be anything reputable. It'll just be what the fans want to, his fan base wants to see, and then they'll make a bunch of money. Not to say they didn't do a good job on the first one, because it was like a fun watch, but like when you kind of know what the history is and like what they're like, when I say what the history is, what the other side of the history says might have happened and what they're ignoring, it doesn't feel right. You know, it doesn't feel right. But anyway, we'll go ahead and move on. Jake, I don't know if you saw this. Brand new day art book allegedly reveals that generative AI was used to help design New York City. Acclaimed creators have responded to, and they were like, hey, we fired that guy. Like after that artist did that, like we let him go. Like we didn't realize that he'd done that, and we let him go after we found out. Like they denied using it anywhere else, but you could. It was like obvious AI, like just clipping taxis and like weird fire escapes.
Which I saw all the comments on it, and it's like, hey, by the way, this is a real city that you can go to and find photos of. And
Just didn't have to do that. Yeah. Any street would have worked for that
Yeah.
concept art. Literally any street. If you just went
Any.
up and went up 10 stories, like any street and any rundown apartment would have looked like that.
Yeah.
But no.
Taxis are there. Fire escapes exist.
All the time.
Arguably, because this happens, is you film in a different city and then say it's another city. Like, even arguably that. Like, there are other cities that kind of look like New York too. And it's you
Case
could
in
have
point-
found
Sorry,
a
go ahead.
street somewhere in Seattle or, Atlanta or
Case in point, The Dark Knight. Gotham is based off of what city?
I think
New
it's
York.
New York. Okay. I was
Gotham's
like, I don't know.
supposed to be like a form of New York.
What's Metropolis?
That was in like New Jersey, I think.
Oh,
But
Star City?
they're all
on
like
you now.
they're all like back to back to back. Like all three of them are like all in the Northeast. But the point is, The Dark Knight was filmed in Chicago for a city
Yeah.
based off of New York. Nobody noticed. Nobody cared. Like I don't know why. Anyway, we're not going down this rabbit hole. I just wanted to quickly mention that we saw it. And it was interesting.
York. Metropolis is also New York.
Metropolis and Gotham are like notoriously separated by like a bridge. Like they're like right next to each other, which whenever you read or watch one movie like Batman or Superman, it's really funny to think that they are right next to each other the whole time and they just don't acknowledge each other for years. Like they are a stone's throw away from each other at all times. And they just Batman and Superman.
Central City, based on Kansas City in Missouri. And then Star City is like coastal, like Seattle, San Francisco. So, anyway.
Yeah, they're like the majority of like which city is it that Oliver Queen's in Arrow? Is that Star?
I
Probably
thought
is Star City.
Flash.
He's supposed to be like West Coast, aren't they?
Yeah, Green Arrow City. Sorry. Quick Google here. Star City, Green Arrow. Yeah.
Yeah. But like all those cities outside of that, like they're all
West Coast Port City. That's what it's based on.
yeah. Anyway, we'll move on. But all those, needless to say, you just didn't have to do that. There are cities that look just like each other or just like what you're going for, and you could have just gone outside. But anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Go
No.
go outside. No.
How do I ask chat if I'm not inside? Anyway.
I saw a TikTok. This is kind of off rails, but it's about ChatGPT, where it's like the documentary on like AI reliance, and the guy walks in with his phone. He's like, "Okay, I'm at the chair," and then ChatGPT on the voice tells him like, "Okay, now bend your knees and fall slowly backwards."
Oh.
and he sits down, and it walks him through like the interview, and the interviewee's got to be like, "That's not the question." But that's the skit. So over reliance on AI.
It's so painfully like accurate to some extent. I mean, obviously it's hyperbolic, but there are genuine people who get like indecisiveness over everyday life because they're so used to just having decisions be made for them.
And it's not just younger, not just older, not
Oh no, it's all people.
all
It's
walks
everybody.
of life, man.
Yeah, which is what's scary. It's not like one demographic that we can fix. It's everybody's doing that. But anyway, let's move on. According to director John Turteltaub, National Treasure 3 is officially in the works with Nick Cage returning as Ben Gates. Are we excited?
Is he? I guess he's older.
Yeah, well, finally,
Right.
we finally will discover what was on. I think it was on page 47 at the end of the second one. There was like the cliffhanger. We'll finally learn about what that was.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. I'd like to see.
Bro recommended it a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I'd like to see old Riley and what was her name come back. Let me make sure I get the names correct for the characters. I would like to see them return. Riley and Abigail Chase, yeah. John Vought will probably come back as Patrick Gates in some way, shape, or form. I'd like to see the cast return. That's all. Like, I don't want it to just be Nick Cage.
Well,
I do. Go ahead.
Wasn't the side guy doing well?
Justin Bartha. You talking about Riley?
Yeah, I guess he's doing fine.
What did he do?
Is he? I don't know. I thought he was like drugs or something. I might have the wrong guy completely.
I don't know. Maybe.
He
seems to be doing all right.
No, he just had a weird courtside interview at the Knicks and Cavaliers game. So there's no controversy with it. I thought he was like on drugs or something.
Bro, he's not as old as I thought he would be. He's not even 50. Is John
He wasn't
Bartha.
that young in the movie, in the first one.
He was little.
He wasn't that. He wasn't that old in the first one. Sorry, that's what I meant.
He's little. I didn't realize he was that young. Good for him.
What else we got, Ryan?
Let's see. According to rumor, Amazon is officially developing a Masters of the Universe sequel after the first film had a massive debut on Prime.
Yay. I didn't go watch it.
You gotta recast Jared Leto. You gotta recast Leto.
Why? Why?
There's a lot of reasons why, according to the BBC. That's all still allegedly, but at this point, I think allegedly you got to recast Leto because he allegedly did something not nice to.
Arguably.
Yeah, allegedly. Don't sue us. We'll move off that.
All right.
According to reports, Andy Muschietti's The Brave and the Bold is on hold as DC awaits the result of the Paramount merger.
Because they're putting Batman in it. You didn't want to watch that movie anyway, did you?
I watched Brave and the Bold. I was thinking that they were going to bring Pattinson into the MCU is what I thought. And so I don't hate Andy Muschietti. Or I will say Andy Muschietti as a director, he saved himself for me because originally when he was like announced as the guy heading the Brave and the Bold, he was the guy that did The Flash, and bad movie. But he did in the last year. He did the Welcome to Derry. And that is a fantastic series. Like his reputation in my mind is saved because of that series. It's so good, and I think he can do well with a serious role, with a serious storyline.
Yeah, but without that movie, we wouldn't have gotten this.
I got your flash. That's what that's what that gives.
Oh man. Yeah. Anyway.
That also gives Gojo.
Go.
Yeah, that's what that gives. Yeah.
Ew, what the heck? Get away from me.
Get away from me. Ew. Tokuda. Yeah, that is what that gives. Yeah. That is what that gives. I like Muschietti. I'm here for him.
Just ramblings to anybody who doesn't know what we're referencing.
Can you imagine where like someone who's someone who's not online has no idea what JJK is or like what we're referring to?
Because these are memes, not actually the show. And so it's like twice removed from anybody who's
it is a double-edged sword because you could have watched the show and just not be online, or you can be online and not watch the show and have no idea what we're referring to.
Wouldn't see that either.
You had to be there. You had to be there.
So
I'll tell you, if you knew what it was funny.
Kinda.
I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was awesome. Anyway.
Last but not least.
Kit Harington. Dramatic pause. Officially replaces Nicholas Hoult as Gilderoy Lockhart in HBO's Harry Potter series. This is the second time Harington will portray Lockhart, as the Game of Thrones star previously portrayed the character in the 2025 Harry Potter audiobook,
which is not new. We've got some voice actors from that book in this show, so they're just like infinite actors.
Well, yeah, isn't it the perfect plan B whenever you already
Yeah.
have an audience that recognized their voices from the audiobook if they did listen to last year's release?
If you've listened to the Harry Potter audiobook, boy, are you in store.
Yeah.
For, I mean, it's going to be different. Like movies are different, but I think you're going to be pleasantly excited and surprised.
I'll also say this. Can you imagine your plan B being Kit Harington, who's just a talent, like who's so talented? Like, we didn't get Nick Holt. How sad. Let's just bring in another A-list British actor who could absolutely nail it on the first go. Yeah. I'm here. I'm sad. Like, I think, if anything, I feel like Kit is a better casting than Holt for this role.
Yeah.
As Professor
Could be,
Lockhart?
could be.
Come on.
Yeah. There's a YouTube video by Movie Flame 4 hours ago that their thumbnail is WTF question mark replace question mark exclamation point, and it's Nicholas Holt and an arrow to Kit Harington.
Holy clickbait. I'm so here for Kit Harington.
Holy clickbait. Ryan, I think this should have been our main story because obviously I'm kidding. There's nothing. They made a 9-minute video on this one topic.
Yeah, and we've gone an hour and a half. So can you imagine? Maybe that's what we should start doing. 9-minute videos at a time. We listen, we could have the whole month done.
Clip farming. Yeah.
Yeah. We could have the whole month done if we did that. See you next month.
See you tomorrow and the next day and the next day
and the next day and the next day and the next day. And it cuts to the phone.
This episode's full of references, dude.
Plankton, it's for you. And the next day. Yeah. You know what's even better about that is at the end of that, he goes, I can't take it. He rips off his suit. He goes, goodbye, everyone. I'll see you all in therapy. And he presses the button and he goes back to. Anyway, again, you had to be there. You didn't know what I'm referring to.
Reference.
Yeah. Sponge boy me Bob. Anyway, give us our recommendation of the week.
Okay, the recommendation of the week is something that's not out yet. It is something that I saw a trailer for that I immediately sent Ryan. It is an anime. However, it is like a steampunk cowboy anime, but it's not Cowboy Bebop. it's brand new. It's being I guess produced by Netflix and will probably come out on Netflix. As Netflix often does, it might only be a season and then they cancel it. But from the comments, like thousands of comments, people are hyped for it. And Ryan and I have agreed that we will show you the 1-minute trailer just to get you all hyped for it as well. Right, Ryan?
Yes. It is. I was hoping you'd play it when I pointed. Roll that beautiful bean footage. It's a good trailer.
Out here, you do whatever you have to do to survive. I'm Bass Reeves, bounty hunter.
Son, your country still has need of you.
Mister, I don't have a country.
Bass.
Bass Reeves.
That's right. Disarm peaceably, you might live.
What happens if we don't?
That happens.
So excited.
The lead is Brian Tyree Henry.
Yeah.
Who is the dude who plays, if I'm not mistaken, he's Megatron in Transformers 1. Yeah. And he is he's one of the dudes that fights Brad Pitt in Bullet Train. An absolute
He's
stunner.
He's orange, right? Is he orange or is he?
He's in the orange suit.
No, he like that's the name. That's like his
the
code
name. Sorry, not orange. Yeah, his name's
Bullet
Lemon.
Train.
His name's Lemon.
Oh, he's Lemon. So the other guy's.
So when you say orange, this is hold on. I'll show you what I'm looking at. So that when I
He's
say
in an
orange
orange
suit,
Yeah,
literally you said orange. This is legitimately what I'm looking at. for those at home, this picture on the right is Jake. If you look on the screen, this is what I'm looking at when you said orange. I was like, oh yeah, like I literally what I'm looking at.
Tangerine. Just wrong. Aaron Taylor Johnson was Tangerine. Brian was Lemon. Phenomenal acting in that. He's in Into the Spider-Verse. Many other Big Mouth. He plays Big Mouth. He's in Godzilla, Transformers 1, like you said. He's Megatron. He's
What a talent! I mean, what a talent!
Awesome.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
The second that I saw his name flash across the screen, I was like, I'm in. Like I mean, I was in already because I love steampunk. I love cyberpunk. Like I think that's awesome, but just fantastic. It's gonna be so good.
Trying to find who. So Into the Spider-Verse. Jefferson Davis is who he played. Find who that is. Oh, it's his dad. It's his dad.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Yeah.
I was like, who is that? Jefferson Davis or Jefferson Morales. Jeff Morales. Yeah. So generational talent, and he's going to continue to do great things. That's our show. Sorry to give you something to wait for till November, but I mean, I want you guys to be as hype as we are for that one.
Most definitely. And with
Who
that,
doesn't love Cowboys?
On that note, and with that out of the way, we're going to wrap up our episode this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you guys next week right here. Same bat channel, same bat place, and we will be giving you the news. Thank you guys so much. Bye-bye.